Good afternoon, everybody. You already know what time it is.
Hello.
Good
Hello.
afternoon.
Salutations.
Today is just a freestyle. Today is a free talk. I have literally no topics to talk about. We're in the bar. I don't go to a bar back home with no topics. We just gonna freestyle it today. But I gotta introduce the panel before we start freestyling. Big Phil here. I'm being the host for today. I can't do it by myself. I got the one and only Devin. I got Zahir. And I got Cabs. Hope I pronounced it properly. Perfect. How are you guys doing on this Sunday? Happy Mother's Day to everybody in the Caribbean. That's what I got to start off with. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. Motherhood is a heck of a thing, I tell you. So I'm grateful for the greetings and the fact that you all acknowledge that without the dads, the moms wouldn't be moms. So big up dads.
Correct. How you guys doing on this Sunday?
Easy day today. Couldn't decide on what I wanted to drink so far, but normally we call it a bottle of whatever, but today it's an Arsenal or something in honor of their collapse from the title today. So just trying to decide right now if I wanted to get Arsenal of rum. Was not sure if I wanted an Arsenal of vodka. Could potentially be a Arsenal of tequila, but I think you know what? As for today, I will settle on an Arsenal of wine.
Arsenal of wine.
Yeah, because that's probably the only kind of wine them go do with a title for any length of time.
It's true. Anyway, don't forget to like and share the content. What am I drinking? Not gonna lie, I just poured a little bit of rum and apple juice. That's what I'm trying for today. Not my go-to. So I just got rum and apple juice for now, President Chad. So big up President Chad in the chat. And today is just basically old talk, freestyling. So many topics coming to mind. We got Chelsea versus Manchester United in the women's FA Cup final. We just saw Arsenal lost to Brighton. We won against who we played on the weekend again? Wolves. We just played Wolves on the weekend just now.
A team allegedly calling themselves Wolves. They had no wolf in them.
Exactly.
Look like some.
They feel you're forgetting the big topic of going around United community right now.
Yeah, we'll get to that definitely. We also have potentially Liverpool catching us, potentially in quotation marks. But I guess with regards to what United fans have been discussing over the last probably not a couple of weeks, but also months as well, is the potential owners that can take over from the Glazers, right? We got Sir Jimmy Radcliffe and Ineos, and then we got Sheikh Jassim out of Qatar, right? Now, I don't know what topic you guys want to start with. I don't know if you guys want to start with Arsenal bottling it, the Chelsea versus Manchester United women, Qatari or Ineos take over, Liverpool potentially catching us beating Wolves. I don't know. The floor is open right now. I got my feet up, I got my drink up, and we're just gonna talk, guys. We're just gonna talk.
I think we should start with the women. Give them a little pride of place because, hey, it's been a fantastic season by our Lady Devils.
Yeah, I would definitely have to say that. It's they've only been around for 5 years now and are already on the verge potentially of winning their first title. Made it to the FA Cup final. Big up to the women. It's unfortunate that they had to face Sam Kerr, probably one of the best, if not the best women's player in the world. And she showed her worth today, unfortunately. One thing that I did notice watching that match, though, is that we were so indecisive in the final third when it came time to shoot. And that was something that was really bothering me because it seemed like they would only shoot if it was an absolutely perfect shot or whatever. Sometimes you just got to put the ball on frame and just make the goalkeeper work. And I thought that was something that was lacking from our women's side today.
The beautiful thing about our women's team is they are guaranteed European football next year. I think you have to win the title to be guaranteed of a place inside. And then second and third you go through the qualifyings. But the qualifyings is against other European teams. So no matter how it goes, we're not falling out of the top three. Right? So we are going to be playing some sort of European football next year. I really hope that we manage to hold on to first place. As it is, we're just clinging on right now. But if we manage to hold on to it, man, to have been 5 years in existence and win the title, reach an FA Cup final, make Chelsea sweat fit. I mean, only big clubs do things like that without open checkbooks. City.
But one other thing that I did want to comment on about the women's final today. You see who had the audacity to show up today after neglecting the women's side for so long?
Correct. They shut it down. It was shut down after they took over.
I don't even want to. Yeah. I don't even want to really talk about those people. I think it casts a bad shadow over the event itself. I just want to say big ups to the women. I caught up part of the game right towards the end of the game, and from what I saw, I really thought that we I mean, I know what Chelsea is. Chelsea is probably one of the stronger teams in world football when it comes to women. Uh,
hmm
I thought that we looked a little, I don't know, possibly overwhelmed by the occasion. Probably, maybe I think the team has a lot of young players, and I think that maybe the occasion was probably a little too big for them. We have to also keep in mind that Chelsea is the only team that has beaten us in the league this season. They've beaten us twice. Uh, they probably just have our number this season, but I think we will get over that hurdle eventually.
Remember,
Yeah.
Tabs?
Yeah, big up to the Man United women's team. They have been doing a great job this season. And what I realized is that more United fans who follow the men are now hopping on to follow the women's game as well too, right? And
Correct.
you're going to see that happen within the next probably 3 to 5 seasons, where more United fans will be talking more about how our women are performing and what's not, right? But let me get through some of the comments, and our next topic, I am going to call it what should I call it? I'm going to call it "You can't make this shit up." Okay, I'm going to call it that. You can't make this shit up, and the jokes write themselves. So before we get to this segment, I'm going to go through some of the comments, right? Big up the real Greg B. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Arsenal fans drinking straight from the bottle. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. It's true. Courtney Andrews, good afternoon to you as well, buddy. Good afternoon to you. Right? Mark Lewis, thanks for tuning in, and good afternoon to you, Mark. This show is sponsored by Bottlers FC, aka Arsenal. Right? Real Greg B again. Let's all laugh at Arsenal. We getting there soon, right? We're getting there soon. 2 more comments. Courtney Andrews, when the ink dry, I go believe the sale is on. And I guess Courtney is referring to either as Ineos or Sheikh Jassim, right?
I know they this news that dropped today with that.
Yeah. And yeah, that when we talk about that, when we talk about that, I'll pass it over to you, Devin. But in terms of just the comments, Greg B saying, yeah, commiserations to the women for the FA Cup loss. He's also saying, yeah, almost looked like the men's team at times. And Jeffrey Griffith, thanks for joining. My favorite musical instrument for Parang season, Arsenal and the Spoon. Oh, Lord. Now, I guess a lot of people in the comments touched on it. And like I said, you can't make this shit up, right? And I'm trying to find a way to present it to you guys. I can share the first image, and you guys tell me what you think, right? I can share 2 images. This is the first image I'm going to share, and this is by the one and only Piers Morgan. The one and only Piers Morgan. And this is something along the lines of you can't make this shit up and the jokes write themselves, if that makes sense. Piers Morgan, Arsenal are going to win the league, and when we do, I'm going to drive straight up to Old Trafford and do a one-man conga at the Stratford end, culminating in a massive sue.
So all I will say on this right now is, anybody remember when Rio Ferdinand was still playing and him and Piers Morgan used to always get into it on Twitter battles?
Yep.
Anybody remember this? Anybody remember the hashtag that was used for that?
I can't. Piers Tears is Piers Tears, right?
Tears for Piers.
Or Tears for Piers, yeah, that's it.
It's time to bring that back.
Tears for Piers, and it's kind of funny because some of these social media influencers they can give it, but they can't take it, right? They can't do that.
You know,
I got one more. I got one more picture to show you guys, but Zahir or Cabs, what do you think about this here?
you know what I want to see happen? You see like how we spoke about when Rio and PSG used to have their little Twitter war? I would love it if Rio invites PS to come and do a sit-down interview with him now, and Rio dresses exactly how PS dressed for the Ronaldo interview, and he just sits there, and he does a PS Morgan interviewing PS Morgan. I would love it.
What can I say? I honestly feel like we give people like Piers Morgan too much importance.
It's true.
People who habitually put their foot in their mouth. I think we should just put them on the back burner with their club where they belong.
I agree. I got one more pick to share with you guys, and when I say the jokes write themselves, the jokes write themselves. So you know one of the main sponsors of Arsenal Football Club, KSI.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
You know KSI is one. KSI has brought out
His drink. Yeah.
a drink.
The
when
bottle.
I say KSI tweeted this here, I say you can't make this shit up. You can't. Look what it says. If Arsenal manage to win the Premier League this season, Prime Hydrate will release these limited edition bottles. Guys,
Yikes.
you can't make this up. I haven't done any photo editing. This is a tweet from KSI. Okay?
But that's not the same drink that this guy Logan Paul is behind.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he's
They partnered up on that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you can't KSI being a sponsor and having Arsenal on a bottle. You can't make this up based on the season that Arsenal's having.
You know what? Let KSI keep on doing this, just like how he got his controversial win, or should I say elbow knockout last night. Anyway, for those who didn't see that fight, anybody here know what I'm talking about with that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I saw it actually.
So he could talk all he wants until and let him win his next match legit, and then we'll talk about him.
But seriously, you see, this tweet was tweeted on May 8th, which was a couple
6
days
days
ago. Yes, about
Not
6 days
not
ago.
even a week ago.
Exactly. And you see how Arsenal bottled it versus Liverpool, West Ham, Man City, and even Brighton today. Right? And you have the audacity to tweet this here? You're gonna put Arsenal on a bottle? Oh my lord. Anyway, that's what I gotta say. Let me go through some of the comments and let's see, where should I go for that? Real Greg B is talking about Piers Morgan as a clown. Yep, these guys are bringing back tears for Piers. Yep. Greg B is saying he needs to apologize to Meghan Markle. Oh, we're going deep today, boy.
Oh, shoot.
We're going deep today, boy. I saw the that interview. I saw that with regards to Piers talking about Meghan Markle. Anyway, we're going deep.
You got to elaborate now.
Well, I'll let Greg be. Let's just say Piers Morgan ripped into Meghan Markle about the Queen's family and what's not, right? I don't know if Greg B wants to elaborate on it as well, but I'm just here to go through the comments, and nothing is off the table today because we're in a rum shop. Tears for Piers, definitely. Arsenal fans of the gift that keep on giving. Oh, definitely, for sure. Let me get through 2 more comments. Courtney is saying they're heavy. They're heavy. The thing, boy. Where? What? That's I don't know what that means, but
Not sure.
Yeah, and
He's
then
saying they put an extra weight on it because they're sour, they heavy it.
oh, fair enough. And then Real Greg B is saying talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah, that's what Piers Morgan did. Now, enough of Arsenal, and I guess we can mention them sporadically in the podcast right now. But I guess what United fans are curious or anxious about is with regards to the potential takeover. There are 2 front runners to take over Manchester United. We all know that the Glazers are looking to sell Manchester United. With regards to the 2 front runners, there have been first, second, and third place bids placed by Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos and Sheikh Jassim and the 92 Foundation, right? Now, who will take over? I don't know. There are some social media outlets that are saying that Sir Jimmy Ratcliffe has the upper hand, but there are also certain social media outlets that say Sheikh Jassim and the 92 Foundation have the upper hand. Just off the top of my head, it shows that Sheikh Jassim's bid is to buy 100% of Manchester United as well as develop the surrounding area around Old Trafford, as well possibly refurbish or even knock down Old Trafford to build a new stadium. Right? Now, that's a too good to be true, but I'm taking that. So Jimmy Ratcliffe, from what I have been told or what I've seen, he just wants to buy 50% of Manchester United and keep the Glazers in as part-time owners. And it also seems like he's looking to have a loan as well. So he's looking to borrow around 2 to 3 billion to buy Manchester United. And we don't want to go through that same whole scenario again, right? Devin, maybe you can touch more on this here. Maybe I've just talked about the surface about this here.
Yeah.
Before you talk, Devin, I just want to get Greg B's comment with regards to Harry and Meghan. Basically, he's bitter that she didn't pick him over Prince Harry, a man who's already married. Mad that a single woman chose a prince over him. Damn. Okay.
Right.
All right, Devin, your turn. Tell us about Ineos, Sheikh Jassim, and this whole takeover. What's delaying it? What's the latest update? Talk to us.
All right. So first of all, I don't have any concrete person that has an in with the Glazers or Sheikh Jassim or Jim Ratcliffe. I am just going by what the rounds are across social media. So nobody take what I say now and say, "Oh, this is concrete. He said this, so it has to be true." Before we begin with that, so Phil, yes, from what I've heard as well across, you're partially correct. The part with Sir Jim, though, is that he wants to buy out and keep them as partial owners where they have no say on final or whatever. But with his bid, there's also the option of he could buy them out in 3 years. So, yeah, you keep them on for a little while longer, they could buy them out later on. That option, that's with that. Let's fast forward now to, I believe it was Friday.
Yep.
Going across social media, there was a Qatar executive private jet, not normal Qatar Airlines, a private jet, a Gulfstream G6, that took off from the Tampa Bay area, where I live here. It was about airport's about 30 minutes south of where I live, and it flew directly into Manchester.
You sure?
Who was on that? That is still rumors out there that nobody knows. However, people find it kind of odd that flew in, and then coincidentally, part of the Glazer family was spotted in England today. The next topic now is that what I've heard is that basically the Qataris were getting fed up with the Rain Group and this constant going back and forth and whatever, and they basically said, "What is the offer that's on the other side? And tell us, and we will respond." Lo and behold, the talk going around right now is that last night they got that number, and that number is, let me not say for certain, but just say that 7.2 and 7.3 seem very possible numbers right now.
So, if memory serves me correct, Devin, this would be the most expensive bid for a sports franchise, correct?
It would blow it away. So that number is dollars. So in pounds, I think it's about 6. So to put that in perspective, I think it was the football team, Washington, where the Commanders now. So I think the Commanders now. I think they had the record bid at, I think it was like 4.5 or something like that. I think that's what it was.
Boy, I got Google here right now, so I hate
That's exactly what I was about to do as well too.
Most expensive sports franchises. Let me see what Google say here now, boy.
So to put it in perspective, they got $6 billion for the Washington Commanders. This would trump it by over $1 billion.
Okay, so what I'm seeing here right now is, this is value and not, this is value, my bad. I gotta put something like most expensive.
So I'm telling you right now, the Washington Commanders, it's going to be a $6 billion sale. When you do the conversion from pounds to dollars, the numbers that are being spoken about is $7.2 billion.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so it says the Washington Commanders sale takes the top spot at 6.1 billion, even though it could still be dethroned. It's being reported that a $7 billion. Who are these Washington Commanders? I don't know them.
So they are the team that used to be the Washington Redskins.
They're what?
They used to be the Redskins. They used to be the
They're
Redskins.
team that's based out of the Washington D.C. area.
Oh, Washington Redskins.
Yes, but because of
I heard about that. Yeah.
Let me see how I say this correctly without offending anybody. In light of the Me Too movement and whatnot, they said the name Redskins was offensive to people, and so then they
Not politically correct.
The football team, and then they changed it to Washington Commanders now.
Correct. So what I'm seeing here right now is the top 10 most expensive teams. Number 10 was the LA Dodgers, and they were bought for $2 billion. Houston Rockets, and they were bought for 2.2. Carolina Panthers, 2.2. Brooklyn Nets in 7th place, 2.4. New York Mets, 2.4. Milwaukee Bucks, 3.5. Phoenix Suns, $4 billion. Denver Broncos, 4.7. Chelsea Football Club sold in 2022 for $5.3 billion. And then Washington Commanders in 2023, $6.1 billion.
So you're hearing reports right now that are going around and whatnot, but it's kind of conflicting. If you watch certain feeds, Twitter, for example, you were hearing for a while that there was reports saying that Sir Jim was going to be the preferred bidder and things like that. Reports coming out today are saying that was just a ploy to get more money out of the Qataris and whatnot. The latest that's going around is, like I said, the latest news going around, the Qatari said, you know what? Forget the Rain Group, forget this. Just say what their offer is, the highest offer list is, and we will come back with our offer. And it seems that offer went in last night.
And I think that's the right move. I think this whole games of going back and forth, they will get fed up of it. And I even saw people saying, you know what, Qatari might buy Liverpool and prove and make them a powerhouse again. And we may have to look on from Manchester and look at what's happening at Anfield and be like, well, that could have happened to us, right? Zahir and Cabs, tell me what you think about what Devin has said, what I have said. Or is there a preferred owner that you would want? And if so, then I guess you could tell me why, or we can just move on. Talk to me, guys.
I I
Tabs, you
personally
go
have
first.
I have two reasons why I would prefer Sheikh Justin to take over Manchester United. Because first, I want to start with what you all touched on, which was what the Qatari group outlined as their plans for Manchester United in terms of developing the club, possibly rebuilding a stadium, etc., etc., etc. What have we heard from the Enos group and Sir Jim about developing the club? Anything? Anything
Nothing.
anybody could think of immediately at the top of their heads? Nothing. So we want somebody who has outlined nothing, given nothing, promised nothing to do what exactly? And then add to that the fact that he's a season ticket holder for Chelsea Football Club. Really?
And I think we also got to mention Cabs is that he's also the owner of Nice in France, and Nice fans don't like him.
I mean, come on. What else was there to say, really?
What about you, Zahir?
Well, on top of everything that Sheikh Jassim would have put forward as his proposal, to me, there are two things that are more important than anything else. One, he's going to clear off the club's debt. And
Yes.
two, his plan to buy the club is not going to sink the club back into debt. So it's a debt-free option, right? Devin asking me about hat. Devin, that's a very good question. I'm looking for that hat. It is somewhere in my closet, and I will have to find it.
Well, you better find that quick because you know the superstition with hats. So
Yep. I'll have it. I'll have it. Trust me. By next show, the hat will be back. So that is the thing for me. Wiping off the debt, which we only have because of the Glazers. And to me, any new ownership that leaves us with that debt, which is what Ineos will do, they will leave us with the debt. They say they're not putting any new debt, but we're going to still have to service what we have. Then you're leaving us with the Glazers' worst legacy at this club. So Jim's biggest claim to this is saying he's going to put the Manchester back into Manchester. But that's not going to help Manchester even compete with Newcastle, much less for City, right? Because if we look at it, if both Newcastle and us win our remaining games, we still finish in fourth. They're ahead of us by goal difference. Newcastle freaking United, without a recognized world-beaten striker, is massively ahead of us on goal difference. And this is before they have secured any sort of European football and have the ability to now bring in players who want to play in the Champions League. So, boy, we have a real uphill battle. And to be able to hang with these guys now and take back our rightful place as an elite club in world football, we need to have that kind of money. And I don't see us having that with the Ineos ownership and the Sir Jim method of running a football club. On top of it all, precedent has already been set, and I don't know if it's an FA rule or how it goes. But remember, Chelsea's first two transfer windows under Todd Bowley, there seem to be no financial free play restrictions. That's given when you change owners, you have two windows where you can pretty much break the bank and do what you want.
True.
We can't do that with Ineos.
No.
We can do that with the Qatari checkbook. So
I
the money.
I think there's a general consensus with regards to not only who you guys want, but across social media, who is the preferred, who fans prefer as the new owner, right? One party is outlining a lot of positives. The next party is just talking. That's all I gotta say.
So there is one thing that we have to bring it up because there's some in the fan base who are concerned about human rights. And some who think that basically there's certain Middle Eastern countries that are doing a sort of sports washing campaign to get rid of their past or whatever it is, make them appear better than they think they are, and things like that. So I have to address it right now. And I will say, right, my response to that, because
Mhm.
I got into an argument with somebody about it before. They said, oh, well, they're going to do this, and this. I said, all right, find on record anywhere where Sheikh Jassim has said exactly what you're saying.
You mean in terms of what the person was
In
arguing with
terms
you about?
of believing that you discriminate against, it could be against gays, it could be against women, it could be different things like that. Saying that they're trying to do that and they're going to bring that to the United, stuff like that. And I said, there might be people in that country believe that, but find me on record where Sheikh Jassim, the guy who will be the owner, has said that he stands for all that or whatever too. I said, when you find that, I will change my stance.
Yeah, a lot of people have voiced their opinion with regards to similar to how the World Cup was held in Qatar just now, and obviously Qatar has their own rules and procedures, and some outsiders want to break those rules and procedures. It's almost like I live in my house, you live in your house. In my house, I said when you enter, take off your shoes. But in your house, you're accustomed to walking around with your shoes on in your house, and you think you can do the exact same thing in my house. No. Take off your shoes when you get to the front door, and you can walk into my house. Other than that, don't come into my house. Right? So I get where Devin is coming from. So, but I guess we'll go deep into that for another time. Let's go through some of the comments, and I guess what I want you guys to think about is for next season, we definitely need a couple of strikers. I'll give you guys some time to think, and you tell me which strikers you would like to see at Manchester United. Right? Let me go through some of the comments.
Before you do that, I think we got to get Cabs and get involved a little bit more on this one. So I think Cabs will go first on this one.
Actually, what I was about to say is I actually have a little bit of an emergency. I need to run away. But
Okay.
I just want to throw one name out there.
Yeah.
One name out there before I go as a final contribution. I mean, now this is going to hinge on who takes over the club, but I mean, and the name has been attached to us for a little while now, but I think Osimhen is one of the players I want to see play for us. All right, I will leave you all on that note. So enjoy the rest of the cast.
Cheers.
Take care, guys.
Thanks for coming out, Cabs. Nice having you, man. Thank you.
All right, blessings.
All right. Let me go through some of the comments. Real Greg B is saying Ratcliffe means the Glazers are still here for more years. Nobody knows anything. Right? He's also saying those Ineos leaks are being put out to hear more money from Qatar. Oh, okay. I get it. He says get more money out of Qatar. Right? Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Martin Phillip, Manchester City fan. Good afternoon, boy. You're having the time of your life, boy. And
no way. And he's got the arsenals of champagne ready to go. So
yeah, boy, you're having the time of your life, boy. Martin Phillip is saying, I hope the rich Arabs purchase United. It's about time United get back to some prominence at the top of English football. Yeah.
Listen,
yep.
If as much as it pains me to say this, just quickly, as Martin is saying, he hopes the rich Arabs purchase United, right? We are so far behind City right now in terms of and I'm not going to say in terms of quality of manager or what I think Ten Hag could do or how he can get it into play. In terms of getting the players, having the squad depth, and getting the results that City is getting, we are so far behind them right now that if it were not for our worst rivals, which is Liverpool FC, if it were not for Liverpool FC, right, in that 2019 season where they won the league, in that first COVID season, we could have been sitting here looking at City win 6 in a row.
Yeah.
There's also one other thing that I want to point out. You know something? It's like when Sheikh Mansour bought Manchester City back in 2008. The consensus was United was so far ahead they will have no chance to overtake United.
And 15 years later,
Look at what happened 15 years later, and it's not just on the squad. So look at what they've done to the area, even around the Etihad as well. I can tell you this right now, like from like that area beforehand, before he bought it, that was the area you stayed away from in Manchester.
Why?
Because it was very run down. That's where a lot of illicit activities took place, things like that. And you see what he did, came in there, gentrified
remember their home ground wasn't where the Etihad is now. They were at
Right. Well, no, it was at the time, but the area around it was not very good.
okay.
No, is that a very safe area to go now?
Oh, it's a very nice area. It's all thanks to the infrastructure that they put in there and whatnot. So it's interesting to look at it that way, to see what happens when you have owners who care.
Now, if we get back to the striker situation, right?
Wait, let me go through a couple of more comments, and then we get into the striker situation. Because Victor Osman, that Cavs left us, is a very good shout. Adrian Duncan, thanks for joining. He's saying bring the Qatari. And most people, if not all United fans, share your sentiments. And then Jeffrey Griffith is saying, between the two, Jassim seems more of a no-brainer for United, because with the Rat, it will bring more depth to the club and keep the Glazer less at the club. Won't go well with most fans. Definitely agree.
Now back to the striker situation. I do want to bring up the other name, and I will make a case for. I can play devil's advocate on either side, but since Osimhen has already been brought up, I will play devil's advocate for the next one. And the next name is Harry Kane. Harry Kane, Premier League proven, is more than likely going to be the Premier League all-time leading goal scorer, so long as he stays healthy. Is going into the last year of his contract. Osimhen, yes, he just led Napoli to their first title.
Correct.
However, their first title since Diego Maradona.
Correct.
Diego Maradona.
He's younger.
He's younger. However,
he's faster.
There's the injury prone is a little issue that some people are starting to say as well. And he will cost significantly more. But he has not been proven yet in the Premier League. So if you're looking for instant results right now, I would look for the guy who is Premier League proven, and as well as we know he's a goal scorer.
I can play devil's advocate as well too.
We also know that he will be cheaper, especially being in the going into the last year of his contract, where he could leave the next year for free, versus what you will have to pay to get Osimhen right now.
So I mean,
there's something that's going to throw all that out the window.
I get what you're saying with regards to Premier League proven, right? You say Premier League proven, Devin. All right.
And I forgot one more point. Homegrown.
That's okay, homegrown. But yeah, I touched on the Premier League proven part. Was Ruud van Nistelrooy Premier League proven?
No. And we bought him instead and allowed him to rehab.
Let me fast forward now. Fernando Torres for Liverpool, Suarez for Liverpool. Were they Premier League proven?
No.
Let me fast forward now. A guy by the name of Erling Haaland. Is he Premier League proven? Was he Premier League proven before he played for Man City?
No.
I am not against Harry Kane. I'm not. Premier League proven. It works out sometimes. It also does not work out, because we could talk about Fernando Torres from Liverpool to Chelsea, and that was a shit buy, right? We could talk about Wilfred Bonny from Swansea to Manchester City. He was Premier League proven, but that didn't work out as well. By the end of the day, Premier League proven is, I think, a cherry on top of the cake if it works out. Right?
Yes, but for all those names, Greg B just hit on it. For all those names, there's also Robin van Persie.
No, but when
Yeah.
you so I'm saying there's two sides of the coin.
However, I will tell you this right now: if they were both going to be the same price, I would take the younger guy.
You sure?
Yes, if they
Well,
were the same price,
we're forgetting a very important thing in all of this.
I would do that. But we all know that Oshman is going to cost way more than what Harry Kane will cost. Now,
Agreed.
with that being said, you could also try a little, even though it's not allowed, everybody does it. Tapping up. You could get Oshman now, convince Harry Kane to run down his contract at Spurs, and then next year potentially go get him on a free. Potentially.
Before you leave,
No,
Devin, any other
no, listen,
any other strikers you want to put towards the four?
There's a next one, but this one still very rough, but there is a lot of potential with this one. Evan Ferguson from Brighton.
Yep, I saw he
he
played well
just
today.
extended his contract. He
You
just
sure?
extended his contract,
Yeah,
so that one's going to be
contract as well,
Yes, he
which
did.
means
He
they'll
signed
have
a
to pay.
contract extension.
Greg B is mentioned, Dusan Vlahovic.
So we're
is
going to have
another-
to pay to buy all that.
as well, too. There's also the fella Goncalo Ramos from Benfica is another name that has been thrown out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't butcher his name.
If we talk just on the Ferguson guy, I'd like to see him take maybe a full season as the designated starting striker for Brighton and see what happens, especially if Brighton find a way with their extra games in hand to pip Liverpool to fifth spot and get some European football next year.
What about Tammy
Yeah.
Abraham?
Tommy Abraham is another name I heard from Roma.
Ivan Toney?
But here's what we're forgetting.
The only issue with Ivan Toney is we don't know how long his ban is going to be for the betting allegations. That is the only issue. That's the only issue that I could say. If it wasn't for that, I would be putting him as well too.
Here's the thing with the Harry Kane situation, guys. All reports seem to indicate that Pochettino is going to become the next permanent manager of Chelsea. Right? If that happens, you're going to have to give the guy what he wants. And he's going to pick up the phone and call Harry Kane. Because that's his boy. And Poch is Harry's manager. Right? If Chelsea goes knocking on Spurs' door and we go knocking, you're confident we win in any bidding war for Harry Kane?
Yes.
So
I was confident. Chelsea still got to get rid of Lukaku. Chelsea still got to get rid of Aubameyang.
They will do that.
They got a lot of people they got to get rid of as well too. But before I go, can you bring up this comment from Griffith real quick?
Say that again.
Can you bring up this comment from Jeffrey Griffith?
Correct. It's slowly going out the door, Devin. So he is disagreeing with you.
So what I would say with this right now, because I kind of agree with a little bit with this right now. As long as you have the formation, the tactics set up correctly around that player. Like, for example, it's when you look at it, why Erling Haaland chose Man City over any other team. Look at who he has feeding him service.
Alfie Haaland.
No. I said look at which players City had already to feed him service to go into that.
Oh, De Bruyne, Foden, Gundogan, Jack Grealish.
Now, I want to point something out now. You like to criticize a certain Bruno Fernandes quite a bit.
Yes, you do, Zahir. You do. I mean,
but to be fair, how many opportunities has he set up that strikers have not finished?
True.
You put somebody up who is a proven finisher on the end of those, and watch that goal tally go up.
What about Darwin Núñez? Darwin Núñez is crap. So
I was about to say that. Hold on one sec, Phil. How much you drinking, Phil? Hold on. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's my point. Like I said, like primarily proven. Yes, I could agree with that for a certain extent. That's going out the door. But if you have the system set up and you just need somebody who can finish, and if that's the case, I'm taking the one who is already a known finisher in that league. If you have all the other tools in place going there.
All right. Well, Devin, thank you very much. I think you have to get on to your next show. No, you got still some time to spare.
Yeah. I'm in high demand today, so.
Yeah, go for it. Thanks for coming on. Me and Zahir.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Me and Zahir will take it from here. All right, Zahir, let me go through some comments first, and then we can talk about strikers, man. Adrian
I like
Duncan,
that.
I agree. I agree with Devin. Go after Harry Kane. He is Premier League proven and he is fit and well with our system. Greg B is saying Van Persie was Premier League proven. Yeah, Van Persie was Premier League proven. Even if you go to this season, Gabriel Jesus coming from City to Arsenal, obviously Premier League proven as well. Real Greg B is saying Napoli are pricing out Osimhen out of a deal. Napoli are pricing out. Oh, so what I understand from this comment is that Napoli are going to put a price on Osimhen so high that
Exactly.
whoever wants it, we're going to have to pay probably double. Not really double, but more like out of their pocket if they really want Osimhen. Right? It's almost like
You're not gonna let your best player leave when you've won the title for the first time in 30 something years, and then you might have to wait another 10, 12 years to win another one.
Correct.
Nah. If they do that, their board of management needs to be fired. Really and true. The Vlahovic one.
Dusan Vlahovic. He was
at
Fiorentina before, right? He was at Fiorentina before, right? I think so.
Mm-hmm. I would have been hopeful of getting him if Juventus had definitely been missing out on European football. The fact that they got their points deduction overturned and they got their points reinstated, so they're close enough to securing Champions League football even without winning Europa. But the fact that they have a legitimate shot of reaching the finals and possibly winning Europa League, a guaranteed Champions League, it's going to be difficult for us to prize him away, right?
So what strikers you thinking then, Zahir?
Honestly, if my options are Osimhen, Kane, or Ivan Toney, at this point in time, once we can get him and we get him and he buys into what the club wants to offer, and we buy him being Harry Kane. But we also go after at least one younger developmental project. Because, guys, I'm sorry, the Anthony Martial era is done. I don't care if he shows up against Bournemouth and scores 5, and shows up against Chelsea and scores 5, and shows up against Fulham on the last day and scores 5, and finishes with almost 20 goals for the season. I don't care.
Well, a lot of Martial fans will be upset with you, Zahir.
They could be upset. How upset they want. It is done. It has not worked, right? It is time to cut our losses with him, right?
I must pinpoint. You said something about a young development talent, and that's where I was kind of going. There's this guy by the name of Rasmus Højlund who plays for Denmark. He plays for Atalanta, right? Højlund, yeah. He is definitely somebody I would be interested in bringing in with regards to developing them. He's only 20 years old. I would definitely like to see what he can do under Ten Hag. Ten Hag is known for developing youth. Right?
See, we have the other things. Like you were making, and Devin was making the point about the service that a Haaland or any other centre forward at City is going to get from the wings.
Yeah.
Right? It is sort of like when we used to play with 2 strikers, right? You as a striker could literally close your eye in the box and you knew that Giggs or Beckham is going to put it right on a plate for you.
Correct.
You just have to pop up and it's going to score, right? Now, what we need is that. Do we have that consistently? Now, if we get the type of number 9 we want, then is Marcus Rashford willing to do that from the left-hand side consistently? And if he isn't doing that consistently enough, do we have somebody else who will do it? Right? We have a lot of younger wingers. You're looking at Garnacho, you're looking at Pellistri, you're looking at Ahmad, you're looking at Anthony. And Sancho isn't that old. He's been around a while, but he is not that old. He's about 22. So much 23.
22, yeah.
Right. So our entire core of wingers are very, very young still.
Correct.
Right? So if we are investing in a Harry Kane, we have to buy one more development project. Like Jeffrey saying, the Højlund guy is good, right? The Ferguson guy, if we don't invest in that development project now and we give Ferguson a chance to show what he can do, because Brighton should at least get Conference League, so they should be at least playing some sort of European football.
Yeah, correct.
So if the young man goes out there for a season and proves himself, heck, go knocking on the door in 2025 or in summer 2024 and get him in, right? But apart from the striking position, we have to also make sure that we balance everything across the attack. Because this year, I don't think the problem so much was the defense. If you take away the 7-0 from Liverpool, take away the 4-0 from Brentford, right, on the second game of the season.
And the 6-3.
Right? And the 6-3 from City. We have not been badly beaten by anybody. The Sevilla game was just basically the guys running out of steam and we crashed.
Correct.
Right? Other than that, we've been losing by an odd goal or two in a game where we lose. Right? And we have not been trampled. And we have not really been smacked up with our top choice back four. Right? In all the games where we really got beaten badly, I think one person from what we could call our best back four has been missing. Either a centre back or one of the full backs. Right.
Let me ask you a quick question, Zahir. Are there any centre backs out there you can see us getting in this summer, or is there a centre back that you would like to see us get in this summer?
I like him, Menje, but the thing about it is this: we're going to have to decide which one of Napoli's players we want more, Osimhen or Kim Menje, because we ain't getting both.
Kim Menje, I would go for over Osimhen. I would.
We ain't getting both, and that is
for
sure.
So if I had to choose one or the other, I would go for Kim Menje.
I would go for the defender first.
Yeah.
It depends on what we work out with Harry Kane. I like I keep saying, I honestly feel if Chelsea does hire Pochettino, that is going to be Pochettino's first phone call.
Well, so it is official that Chelsea have hired Pochettino.
Well, it seems to be the rumor that's going around. Everybody seems to think that that's what's going to happen at the end of the season.
No, it's official. It's official. Fabrizio Romano confirmed it. It's official.
All right. So it's official.
Yeah, it's
so
official.
I'm pretty sure he's already spoken to Harry Kane, because from all intents and purposes, it seems they kept up a close relationship after he left.
I guess slightly disagree with you, because Harry Kane wants Champions League football, and that's all.
Well, that might be the only thing that really works in our favor, right? However, right? He and Poch could hatch up on something where he runs down his contract, so that Chelsea don't have to break the ban. Because remember, from this transfer window onwards, they're going to have to start balancing their books. Correct. They can't spend what they want to spend. So apart from offloading, whatever they get, they have to get cheaper. So if they find a way to convince him to run down his contract in his final year, where he might go to them for next to nothing, better for them.
Well, let me ask you a question. Now, you think Harry Kane going to stay this summer at Spurs, or he's going to move on?
If he moves, I feel it will be to us. If he doesn't, he will stay. The sad thing with the going to us is it cannot be a drawn-out saga. It cannot be a Sancho situation or an Anthony situation or, God forbid, a Frankie de Jong situation all over again. It has to be, hey, we announce who the new owners are. Boom, they move in. Boom, Ten Hag says, get me that guy, and they go and get him. End of story. So within the first 2 to 3 weeks of the transfer window being open, boom, he's unveiled as a Manchester United player. And when he comes back after vacation, he's heading off on the preseason tour with the boys. Right? I hope if they buy him, that they implement a one Harry only policy at Manchester United. Wink, 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 snicker, snicker, snicker. Right? One Harry only policy at Manchester United. Because to me, more importantly than bringing in, is the amount of people we need to get rid of.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that with regards to who. It doesn't matter who we bring in. We still got a lot of deadwood to clear out of this club, right? Let me go through some of these comments before we wrap it up. Martin Phillip is saying Juventus needs money. They most likely will sell. And last comment, Jeffrey Griffith is saying Højlund is trouble. He has a lot of potential. And yep, he could be another guy that Ten Hag can work with. He's only 20 years old. And he could cost us less than 70 mil. So we'll see.
Now, as I said on the last show, right, I'm holding out hope that whoever we get as a new owner has to sign, they have to come to an agreement with a new kit sponsor because Team Viewer has already opted out of the rest of their contract. So at the end of this season, there's going to be no more Team Viewer, right? Whoever we get, that is going to be the entity that determines what happens with one Mason Greenwood. Because if that sponsor says they don't want the name Greenwood on their shirt, then there's no way the club can keep him. The club's going to have to let him go. So my hope is somebody comes in who finds a way to say, here's what, we're keeping the young man. We're going to rehabilitate the young man. He's going to make his way back. Because if he does that, then we don't have to worry about our young developmental striker project. You could afford to tell Harry Kane, here's the keys to the car, and you drive the car, because in a year or two, it's going to be Mason's car to drive. Right? And that's gonna do wonders for us, really and truly, because that young man, once everything gets cleared up, I think that's the future of the number 9 position at Manchester United.
Totally agree. We're about to close the bar. Zahir, thanks for your closing thoughts. Cabs and Devin, who were here previously. Like I was saying right now, be sure to subscribe to the United Hour. As President Chad will say, Red Devils, we don't die, we multiply. Correct. Zahir, have a great Sunday, and Big Phil is out.
Hey, if you appreciate what we're doing here at the United Hour, please like, please subscribe.